Hey. So, it's me, Doc Music. Um, I don't really know why I made this video, but I don't know. I feel like it was sort of necessary in a way. I mean, I don't really know what I'm going to talk about today, but I guess what I'm going to talk about today is just, I don't know, I guess one of the biggest problems I see, um, that people have that I witness every time. And I don't know, I just kind of want to bring it to people's attention. Today I'm going to be talking about moral leaders. Now, moral leaders, I feel, are why a lot of people today are disappointed in our politics, disappointed in our policies, disappointed in the culture that we are heading in. I feel that the people that we follow, we put way too much expectations over them, and then fail to think that they are not man themselves. We look up to these stars, we look up to them as idols, but we fail to see the humanity and that they could fail us. It's funny to me how you have people who will rile, for example, in politics, you have those on the left who would rile all the way for Bernie Sanders. All the way. And if he were to do something bad, they'd probably defend him all the way. Then you have on the right, Trump supporters. Those who will go all the way with Trump. And then when he does something bad, objectively wrong, they will defend him all the way. It's funny to me how people will be able to forsake their entire objective sense of morality for a person, for a dude who ain't even worth it in the end. You know, I always feel that what I've always been taught by my parents, what I've always been taught as a general rule, is to not follow man but to follow God. That I kneel to no man but God. Because that's ultimately what it is. You're going to get disappointed, guys. You're going to get disappointed. That's just what it is. You know, it's amazing to me now, you know, especially now in our stage, in our politics, for example, with Joe Biden, you are so overly critical of the smallest things. I mean, did you expect it all to go your way? Did you expect it all the policies that you ever wanted, did you expect it to go your way? No. It's not going to go your way. It isn't going to go your way. I don't understand people who always put their hopes on these politicians. They put their hopes on these preachers. They put their hopes on all these so-called speakers, so-called leaders. And then when they disappoint them, when they're disappointing, you are somehow surprised. Why are you surprised? Why are you surprised in the first place that they were going to do that? They are man themselves. They are going to do that. It's funny to me. It really is. It's funny to me how us as people would forsake our individuality to follow a normal man. I'll be personal with this. I don't have no moral leader. I don't Joe Biden doesn't speak for me. Donald Trump doesn't speak for me. I think my only moral leader is my religious moral leader, is Jesus Christ. That's my only moral leader. And he is viewed in the Bible as being objectively perfect. And if you don't believe that, one of the things you could believe is that he was way different than the people that we have now. Way different than the people that we have now in office, or that we've had in office. And that you somehow thought that they were going to be a savior? Yeah, for me, it's always really interesting how people will worship, they will bow, they will go to the very freaking lengths. They will go to the deepest lows to try to please someone. We are not meant to please anybody but the Creator. That's what it is. We are not meant to please anybody. Because if we are to please anybody, then we die by their approval. And obviously, man is temporary. That's just what it is. It's funny to me. It really is. It really is funny to me how people will forsake themselves, forsake their child's sense of morality, their individuality, their own private property rights, their own rights, their own bodily autonomy for someone else's bullcrap. It's very funny to me. You know, I want to, well, if I have it here, yes, I have it here. I want to leave you with a message, and it's found in the Bible, and it's in Ecclesiastes. I don't remember which passage, but I'm trying to find it here. Alright, I found it. So, it's in Ecclesiastes chapter 4, and I'm trying to think where. I'm going to read up until trying to get, let's see, until verse 6. And it says, "Again I looked and saw all the oppression that was taking place under the sun. I saw the tears of the oppressed, and they have no comforter. Power was on the side of their oppressors, and they have no comforter. And I declare that the dead who had already died are happier than the living, who are still alive. But better than both is he who has not yet been, who has not seen the evil that is done under the sun. And I saw that all labor and all achievement spring from man's envy of his neighbor. This too is meaningless, a chasing after the wind. This fool folds his hands and ruins himself. Better one handful with tranquility than 2 handfuls with toil and chasing after the wind." So basically, when I read this verse, especially recently, it really, this book is really big. So it really hit the nail on having a bunch of false hopes, especially having a bunch of false hopes in people and rulers and like in our institutions. It's funny to me how people always rave about utopia. And I'll be honest, to me, I get tired of that because utopia doesn't exist. It never has and never will. Utopia will not exist with people who are fallible. If you believe that most institutions, most ideologies, if you believe that most theories of how you organize society have trade-offs, then you yourself, the creator of those ideas and ideologies and institutions, they also carry trade-offs. If those things are fallible, then if man is fallible, if human beings are fallible, if they're imperfect, then those ideologies are also imperfect. That is why a utopia cannot exist. We have to stop having false hopes in people. We have to stop having too much hope in those where hope was not meant to be put in. We have to stop trying to think that we even in our big advanced society can ultimately, with our one ideology, people might disagree, can save the entire world, because it won't. It'll resolve some issues, and guess what? New issues will arise. That is just the nature of our world. As long as sin is rampant and as long as people have free will and have the freedom of choice, that will always be. And even if you put laws that might restrict that, people will still do it. They'll just do it underground. So, in the end, it's almost like it never mattered. So, stuff to think about. So, this was just a little thing I wanted to get off my chest. I've been having these thoughts in my head for a long time, and I don't know. I'm tired of people putting so much hope in fallible beings. We are fallible. I'm fallible. Don't put hope in me. Don't view me as a god. Don't view the president as a god. Don't view your institutions as an all-powerful heaven, because it's not what it is. Thank you for watching. God bless, and see you then.